Hello, everyone. All right, so today's topic is very important to me, and I cannot stress this enough. I have a bunch of you YouTubers that have been subscribed to my channel for a while now, and I've watched you grow, and you are becoming preteens and exposing yourself to the outer world. And I think it's time that I give you this talk since your parents probably haven't. And yeah, so you need to use protection. Okay, so I'm stupid. Anyways, I mean protection, y'all. You guys need to protect yourselves, so you can stay healthy for the rest of your life. And I'm not talking about condoms. I'm talking about earplugs. Now, this may be this might be a touchy subject for some people, because this is considered not cool. And don't get me wrong, it definitely is kind of weird. It's like condoms for your ears. But I cannot stress this enough. I have many friends that go to concerts and they go play guitar and they play very, very, very loud. And I've noticed now that I've gotten older, this is a real thing. When older people say you will go deaf if you play music this loud and you play this, and it is true. I don't want to admit, but I probably have gotten a little bit less hearing. I don't notice it as much because I protect my ears. But I used to go to concerts all the time. And I mean I still do. I go to concerts so much. And when I was younger and I was probably around your guys' age, or late middle school and all of high school, I did not wear earplugs. And now that I'm a little older, I can't believe how stupid I was. And it's just, I don't know. It's very weird because I cannot believe that I was going into these loud settings, and you don't know how loud that band's gonna be. And I've seen some concerts where yeah, that was a great volume, that sounded great. And then I've been to other concerts where it's like you want to hold your ears the entire time, and that's not fun. And I've actually went to concerts and kind of wish I had earplugs sometimes because it was just so loud that you couldn't really enjoy the music as much, depending on where you're at, and what band it is and who's doing what. But earplugs, man, earplugs are super important, guys. Like, you will lose your hearing and you will have I forgot the name of it, but you will have that ringing sound in your ears all the time. And I've actually witnessed where just randomly I'm talking to somebody or something and all of a sudden I hear my ear go, wee, and I'm like, I'm not even in a loud setting. And I think that's just my ears warning me, saying you need to use protection. And it's true. But yeah, I have a lot of my friends that still don't use earplugs when they go to concerts or whenever they play with their band, and I'm kind of I feel sorry for them because their hearing's gonna suck when they're older. And I think it's very important that the people that actually make music protect their ears, because I don't want to damage my hearing to where the point I don't hear highs in my guitars. And then when I go to record and I'm our kind of studio producer with our sound, I turn the highs so high that you can't even make out what the hell it is because it's ultra high. My father is the worst at it. His car, he has an old car which is very loud, and then he has his speakers turned up so freaking loud, but there's no bass and there's no, I would say there's no mids. It's all treble. And I feel like the reason why he thinks that sounds good is because he has never used earplugs. And I can tell you, every time I talk to my dad, every time I bring something up, he's, what? What did you say? Huh? What? Yeah. It's stop yelling at me. We'll go in public places and he's talking so loud. And just, I've noticed it where there's older people that just, they didn't have earplugs, and it's the worst thing ever. So it's annoying to talk to somebody when they can't hear you. It's very annoying. They better get good at lip reading what you say, because I can't hold a conversation that is always what, huh, so annoying. Anyways, so I started wearing earplugs around, I think, 10th grade sometimes, whenever I would go places, and I now use earplugs every time I go to concerts. And I know what you're saying. Does it affect the sound to where it's less enjoyable, or, it doesn't sound right because you're basically muffling all their tone? And there's ways around that. And I will tell you why, because there are different types of earplugs that I'm going to show you here that they just dampen the sound. They don't necessarily dampen where you can't hear guitars and you can't hear screams, And sometimes I'll go to concerts with the ones that do dampen it just because their highs are too loud, or, they don't know how to make their sound very good. So whenever they hit the cymbals, who's ever on the board, on the soundboard, turns the highs up so much where it's like, it's bleeding cymbals, like bleeding through your ears. And I hate that. So like, I actually wear sometimes these, I just think that people need to stop taking it so much as a joke and actually take that these are cool, I used to go to concerts unprotected, and that sounds so bad. But now I am fully protected, so yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to tell you about earplugs. Now that I've already told you about why you should use them. Why am I'm sorry, I'm looking at my screen. Hold on. There we go. I'm not looking at my screen anymore. I keep looking at myself because I'm making sure the angle's right. Anyways, so these are 3M orange earplugs. These are the standard earplugs, right? So these are about $20 for a 200 count. So these are like the cheapest of cheap, and they're best. And you can see all you do is twist them, and they slowly expand, which is neat, and that's all you would do. But these are the cheapest. They are 30 dB. 30 dB, if you don't know what dB is, it's just basically saying it kills the sound that much. These are dampers towards tone, and it's just all around. It dampens the sound. It kind of dampens the tone to makes it where it's more sounding rather than very clear and everything. But these are great. I use these when I go to concerts half the time. You could still hear with these. Don't get me wrong. Concerts are like, 140, 150 dB, and you're hearing past 100 is damaging your ears. Or I think it's past 90. And these help a lot. These are the ones my screamer uses. So these are $20 for 200 count, and they're 30 dB. Now we're going to go towards more of like a modern earplug, and these are called dub earplugs, and they're in this cool little nice case, and they claim to have this certain technology of going through, like you can see here, there's a bunch of little holes, and it goes through this technology and goes through all of here, and it dampens the sound without actually killing the sound. And that is very cool. I think that's cool that they're starting to make newer earplugs. But I will say I'm gonna have to bring this conversation back up of which earplugs are what. Yeah, these are about $24, and they are only 12 dB. 12 dB is not a very lot, guys. And I just don't think that's amazing when you pay for earplugs. $25 for 12 dB. They are definitely futuristic, and I like their little case. It's very professional. They definitely have the look and the modern. But yeah, so that's those. These are the more modern, like 2017 kind of earplugs. Then we're gonna go back to like more of original. These are Heroes Extreme Protection. These are like the thickest of thick foam, and like you can feel the inner layers thicker, and they have 33 dB, and they are, I have it written down, they're $10 for about $10 for about 28 pairs, and I have a whole box here, and $10 is not very bad. And they have a whole chart of like what you need to do to put them in your ears and all that. But these are like extreme. Like you can see, like whenever I curl these up and I expand them, they're definitely like taking forever. And then when you do this, these will actually get bigger faster. I don't know if you can really see that, but these take a lot longer because they're just a lot thicker. And These are great earplugs whenever you just go mowing or you don't want to hear anything. If you didn't use protection and you have kids and you don't want to hear them, kaboom, like if they're crying all the time, which you should probably use protection before if you're regretting having kids. But anyways, I'm not getting into that. Anyways, so yeah, these are 33 dB, and I really like these. These are, I really wanted something. I wanted to see what the strongest earplugs are, and I think that these are some of the best when you talk about sound damping. But yeah, those are those. And then these are called Vaders. And actually, they're right here. This is just the case that came in. These are called Vaders. These are kind of like, I would say, just the stationary plastic good washable earplug that everyone has, as far as like you want earplugs that you can reuse. These are, they have, this is the cool thing about them, is they actually have these little filters, if you can see. And this is 22 dB, and they have other green ones that are 19 dB, and you can switch them out. So I think that's very cool, and it's just very simple. And they have the three little, just little suctions that when you stick in your ear, and to wash them, it's super easy. And then they also come with, so these are called Vader earplugs. They sell a bunch of models of these, but I kind of wanted to support a drum brand because this is Vader is a drumming company, so I thought that was cool. And they came with this cool little case, said Vader on it. So they come with a string as well, and these are about $15, and that's actually, I would say, a really great deal for earplugs that you can rewash and keep. You can keep and reuse these, but I would not use these, like 50 times in a row without just. You can't wash these because the stuff just gets all up in them and it gets gross. But you'll see whenever you wear these about 10 times, they just start getting gross looking. And you just need to throw them out, because if not, you'll get an ear infection. And I got an ear infection before, and having an ear infection is not fun. Your ear like oozes out green liquid. It's weird. I hated it. It hurts. Don't sleep on that side. But yes, don't get an ear infection. So always clean your earplugs, or if you have these disposable ones, always like use them a few times. Once you notice them start getting really dirty, just throw them away. Don't try to save them. But these, you just keep cleaning. You can see that these aren't even white anymore because I've used them so much that they've been stained with my ears. But yes, so let's talk about like the negatives, or let's talk about the positive first. So the positive, like I said, with these, you have filters, washable, 22 dB, $15. That's cool. These will shut up anything that you're hearing, anything, and you can still hear a little bit, but it's very muffled. But they are just all around, like if you wanted to shut everything up, loud engines or anything that's just a loud setting, if you're at a concert and you don't like the band at all, shove these in, life's good. And then you're still supporting the band by being there. I think that's cool. So, positives of these, oh yeah, also these are, yeah, so that's the other positive. These are like the highest rated 33 dB. These earplugs are cheap. They're everywhere. You can find them anywhere. For 30 dB, you can't really go wrong. And yeah, they're just all around easy. You don't lose them because they're color. That's great. Dubs, they're more of a modern brand. They look cool when you put them in your ear. They kind of look like a little Bluetooth thing. That's nice. But other than that, they're all right. Now let's get to the negatives. So now I'm going to do the negatives of this. These dubs, I will say, are my least favorite. Why? They're $25 for a piece of plastic, and they don't seem to do anything that they say that it does. It says, oh, it's clear. The reason why you can still hear clear guitars and stuff is because it's only 12 dB. I really want to crack one of these open and see their technology in it, but honestly, I think it's plastic and they're weaving it around, and then they say it's not 12 dB, and don't get me wrong, 12 dB is awesome. The other negative is I can actually knock these out of my head whenever I headbang really hard, whenever I play guitar, so these are a no with me. I keep them here, and whenever I test out amps in this room really loud, I put these in just because, gotta use them, and They are reusable and they're easy to clean, and that's nice. But I think that these are kind of more of a scam, and I actually do not recommend these to anyone. My bassist uses them, and that's fine. They don't fall out of his ears. Maybe it's my ears. I have no idea. But yeah, they come in different colors, which is cool. Customization earplugs, But I don't believe what they're saying because I've tried all these other earplugs, and I can see that they dampen the sound, and it's not as clear, but they're also 30 dB. And they just put less dB on these and then said that they're clear. So I don't care for these. These are rated definitely number 4. Now, number 2 would definitely be the Hero Extreme, Extreme Protection ones. Now, I love these because they're super, they take out everything. But I will say, because they're so, strong and everything, they put a lot of pressure on your ears when you put them in. If you put them in deep, you can feel the pressure because this is a thick earplug, and when you squish this foam down, when it goes up, it keeps going up. So, and that's the part of why it's so good, because it literally is sealing the sound. So it doesn't bother me that much, but I will say this cuts out definitely a lot of the highs and everything you want to hear, and they're kind of harder to hear everything. So you can put them in lightly, and then you can still hear everything, which is, that's still good, but they're not really doing exactly what a 33 dB should be doing, Another reason is because these are only $10 for 28 paired. That's a great deal, and I think these are definitely good. I recommend these to everyone. Now, Orange 3M earplugs. I think these are great. I think the reason why these are still around, since they've been around, like they've been made for so long, is because they're just the standard good earplug. You can't mess these up. You can still hear stuff with these. The only, the thing is, they're orange. And so, like, if you ever do a photo shoot or anything with your band playing live, you will see these orange things. And I think that's kind of, like, weird. My Screamer uses them, so it's whatever. But, yeah, these are great. I've used these at concerts. I've used these all the time. It's just the all-around good earplug that just dampens sound. So a lot of people are saying, what earplug do you need? Honestly, these are pretty much it, especially if you don't want to spend that much money. Because you can buy these for like $3 for just a pair, or you can buy like 200 of them for $20. And I just go with the 200 just because you buy a big box. That's what we use at our studio. Just because anytime anyone's listening to us play live or like play in the studio loud, we give them earplugs. So that's what we use. Now, my favorite ones are definitely these Vaders. These Vaders are the winners, and I use these live all the time. The reason being, when they go in your ear, they stay in your ear. I've never had any of these fall out, and I can still hear everything. It dampens the sound, don't get me wrong, and when you dampen the sound, you're gonna lose stuff. But that's just the part of like protecting your ears. So I don't know. I really like these, and the fact that you can also take these, you can take this string off and just put these in your ears, is just very awesome, very simple, and these alone stay in your ears. They don't need a string to stay in your ears. This canister is metal. You cannot break this in any way. I just think this is a great way to keep your earplugs clean. I think all your earplugs should be stayed in some sort of clean little compartment. Like this is kind of cool, but this is more like kind of like a show-off thing to do, I wouldn't want to stick this in my pocket. There's a little keychain on it and everything, but I think the winners for me personally, since I've tried them all and I've listened, I still get the clarity. I get the saving the ear, saving ears, saving your hearing, and it's only $15. And they have many brands of these. They just who's ever doing it, they invent them and then other brands are buying them out or just buying them and putting their name on it. Either way, I just support the brand. But yeah, that's what these little suction earrings are. Just earplugs are just great. And then also another thing is to insert earplugs. What you do, there's actually a way to do this. I didn't know this until I read the instructions, but what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take this hand, go back, pull your ear back, and then push the earplug in. And you push it in just enough to where it's snug. Like you can see like the third ripple The third bubble is in my ear. That's how I know it's good and snug, and it's, I mean, that's so loud over here compared to that. But and then just to take them out, you could pull your ear and then do it again. That's just the way they say. And then with these orange ones and all the foam ones, you just twist and you squeeze them and twist them, and then you do the same process, and then you just go in. And sometimes these are trickier, but whenever they take a while and they go, which is kind of fun. But anyways, so if you like this video, you can definitely like and subscribe. You have any questions about them, you can always comment below and see if anyone else can help you, or I'll see your comment and comment as well. Add me on Snapchat, Eric-Shreds, Instagram, Eric-Shreds. My album is dropped. You can totally check out my band. All links below. Thank you guys. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.